yes.
So the default mode network down-regulating is really the same as ego dissolution and ego death.
Yes, yes. You can equate it to that, but that term of ego dissolution and ego death is it comes from the Tibet and from the Indian tradition. But when you really think about it, I mean, the ego is something that you never dissolve, and it never dies. So to put it as a goal is a huge mistake. So it's about management of the ego that becomes out of line, because now we get into the subject of subpersonalities and psychological entities that are part of the ego that get out of control and they start acting on their own.
Yeah, I love the way you were describing that last week about the subpersonalities and the ego, and how they have the subpersonalities, or the entities of the ego have a consciousness of themselves, correct?
Yes, yes. One of the big myths about self-identity, okay, and this is a very let's say uncomfortable truth that that we are not as whole as we think we are. So Jules is not that Jules only. Jules have this, smoker Jules, this angry Jules, this pornographic Jules, this dark Jules, this hateful Jules. And we are a bunch of Jules inside me. Not necessarily all that I mentioned, by the way, but it's a lot of me. And there's a bunch of me fighting in the car, fighting for the driver's seat. And they all want a piece of the driver's seat, because they all want to manifest in my physical body. They are like subpersonalities that fight, make agreements, fight with each other, make deals, and they break the deals. And that's all happens at subconscious level. And in ayahuasca, when you look into it, you start looking at these shades of you that are, and when you look at it, the addictive parts are much stronger. And this is what I say when a subpersonality, because subpersonalities is your nature. I mean, you are many yous, and that's very useful. It's nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, the carpenter developed this carpenter self that is an expert in cutting wood and then all doing the things that the carpenters do. So this have a carpenter subpersonality. So the banker has this banker subpersonality, and you develop that with behavior. The more behavior you add into the subpersonality, the stronger that personality becomes. And some of those have 100 of them. And in fact, you develop the subpersonality of brushing your teeth very nice, because your mother started programming you, brush your teeth, Jules, brush your teeth, Jules. I start brushing my teeth, and here I am doing my 6 months checkup every month, every 6 months, and this and that. And I use my dental floss, and I have this subpersonality of a oral health freak, okay? And that's a subpersonality that I may have, okay? And you may develop the coffee expert subpersonality, and you know the flavors of Starbucks, and you know what Arabica is, and you are like this, and the wine taster, and you develop all this subpersonality, and because this is the way that the psyche organizes itself to become able and expert in whatever you need to do to survive. So subpersonalities are good. The problem